you guys. We are live in effect as always on Thursday, you guys. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to bring you the truth, and we're always going to bring you the best in the industry. And tonight is none other, none different. And I got my co-host with the most, as always, with me, the gentleman to the far right, the one with the KU hat on, and that is none other than Q, the guru. What's going on, superstar?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey, folks, we sorry about we running a little bit late. Coach T working on this butt lift project. He was getting held up in Pilates class, so we gonna get this.
You guys already know. You guys already know that wasn't the case. It was probably him trying to do a little side hustle down the block. So don't even worry about that. But we're gonna get into it because the most important person on the show is the gentleman that we got in the middle of the screen, you guys. This is a special show because this is a busy man. As you can see, he's in the car. He's probably going to a workout or going to watch somebody right now. And that is none other than Big Dave Uiagalelei. How's it going, sir?
Oh, God is good. Thank you. I'm honored to be on here. I've seen a lot of your episodes, man. I'm grateful and thankful for you guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming back on. I know you're tremendously busy, but we've got a whole audience that wants the sauce. You know, obviously you have some superstars that are going through your refrigerator every so often. And we just want to figure out, man, how it all fits together. And we really appreciate your time.
No problem.
All right. So let's get started, you guys. I already see some people joining on with us. So if you're joining us live, yeah, thank you for joining us. I see DP with us. I see Mama Cindy joining in. She says, I'm here. DP's throwing up the hands. He says, let's go. And then, of course, we got Mama Victoria, Eric Foss down in Alabama. So all of those that are joining us live, thank you tremendously for joining us. Now, you guys can see that Big Dave is in the car. So we're going to do our best on the technical side, but bear with us because you guys are going to get some gems. So let's get right into it, gentlemen. Obviously, we cover the top topics, you guys, in football, the trending stuff that pertains to you young student athletes, you parents, you coaches out there that want to know the truth about the industry. As we said before, we're bringing in one of the best, a football father Hall of Famer. His son, DJ, is the starting quarterback at Clemson, and the whole family's known out there in Death Valley. And then, of course, his son Matayo is doing big things as a big-time recruit in the class of 2023. So let's get right into it, you guys. The first topic that we're going to talk about is Mr. Primetime. Deion Sanders says, hey, don't think that we're going to sit back here and watch all of these big schools like UCLA and USC go to new conferences, Oklahoma, Texas, and don't think that Jackson State doesn't want a piece of that too, and some of the HBCUs. So I'll throw it out to you guys. We'll start with you, Big Dave. Are you calling Primetime's bluff, or do you think some of the HBCUs would be willing to skip the tradition and go to the big conference?
I mean, number one, for me, I'm a Deion fan. You know what I'm saying? And I follow him. And Deion doesn't say anything just to say it. You know, he's always calculated with everything that he says. And when I think about Deion, he's always talking about being fair about, you know, sharing the wealth. You know, when he made that statement, it wasn't just, he's not taking shots. At the end of the day, for me, he's always trying to look out for his guys, for his school. You know, the whole just who he represents. You know what I'm saying? For me, he's not being disrespectful or rude in any way. If these top colleges can do, you know, make moves and go get the bag, as he say, you know, why not them? Why not Jackson State? You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I mean, Q, what do you think? Would we ever see a day that a HBCU, a historical black college, would be in the same conference as a Florida State or a Texas?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to look at it. That was the point of Prime coming there. I mean, man, he's bringing in 4 or 5-star kids, just like Alabama, just like the Clemsons. And over time, I don't think that they're ready just yet. But you're talking about in the next couple of years as he starts to get this pipeline with powerhouse schools, like the Mater Days, the Boscos, whatnot, Allen. Man, he's gonna get those type of kids, man. He's gonna be up to that competition. They're gonna have to give him a shot and put him in a major conference.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a great
And they
point,
will
man.
do damage too.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do.
Yep. I believe that. Absolutely.
No, this is going to be a very interesting year. This is going to be an unprecedented year, you guys, in college sports, particularly football. So we can't wait to see what happens. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and unfortunately, this one isn't as light as the previous one. But a young man, Texas running back, Houston Texans. So we're talking professional football here. We're talking a young man that's probably always dreamed of being at the level that he's at, or was. Recently got arrested, you guys, on burglary charges. And I don't even know how they figure this out, but the intent to rape. So Houston Texans football player definitely in hot water. And I'm going to go to you, Q, with this one. Are there some offenses that are too big, man, for a program in college or an NFL organization to turn a blind eye to?
Oh, absolutely. And this is one of them. I mean, when you talk about, rape, being abusive, to, the women, burglary, armed robbery, anything like that. Absolutely. Like, you got to go. I mean, that's on any level, man. That's, in the words of Rick James, man, cocaine is a hell of a drug. You can't do things like that, man. You got to go. You got to go.
There's consequences to every decision you make in your life. And the fact that I don't understand how this kid got this far into pros, where he just didn't, the fact that he was there, I think he didn't really appreciate the level of how far he's gone in his life. I don't know what his upbringing or where about, how all of that transpired. But to me, I'm just concerned about who was in his life and the guys that was around him and who wasn't there to counsel him or if he had issues or whatnot. I would be hoping that the NFL would have a something set up for these guys to be able to like a little circle, a special circle to come, like guys gathering and talking and let off some of that stuff inside. So that's my concern. Definitely, he can't. Anyone that commit those type of crimes, you can't. You gotta be cut from the team and let go. You know what I mean? But I'm just concerned on how that transpired for him to think he could do that at being as a pro player, an adult.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's definitely big time information, you guys. And then we even have Mr. Eric Falls weighing in right here. He says, and we do need to keep this in mind. Everyone needs to let the process play out, innocent until proven guilty. But this is a perfect point, you guys, for you young student athletes out there. Sometimes your name gets dragged through the mud and you don't even have a chance to be proven not guilty. So, just tough situation. Obviously, this young man has a lot going on, and unfortunately, it's probably going to cost him his career. So, and then Mama Cindy says it goes back sometimes to parenting or lack thereof in some cases. And that's why I love these shows. So, definitely we appreciate that piece. So let's go on to our next topic, you guys. If you're joining us for the first time, we fly through these topics, but we give you the insight from people who have lived it or are currently going through it. So this isn't somebody's mama on the porch. This isn't somebody's uncle that played Little League. This is people that really know what's going on. And I'm very, very interested in this next topic because we have a great man with us that's literally living this lifestyle now. And we're talking about NIL money, Big Dave. And here's a picture of you with your big time son, Matayo. And people don't even know his many talents, even off the field. And obviously, these young men deserve to be compensated. They've worked for it. You're unique because you had a superstar young man that NIL wasn't around for, and now you're in the midst of another superstar that's choosing which college, and NIL he's in the thick of it. So for you as a dad, do you find it more difficult having the recruiting process with NIL in the mix, or is it all the same?
Honestly, I don't think it doesn't make it more difficult.
Okay.
Because the way we're doing the recruiting, we're not allowing the NIL to be an issue. Because allow my son to have his boxes that need to be checked, and to my son Matayo's situation of recruiting. The thing that was more important to him was which school is going to get him ready for the NFL. That
Okay.
meant more to him. Of course, school comes first, but yet at the same time, he's like wondering which school he wants to talk to each coaches and see what are they going to do to get him ready for the NFL. So that's between our process, right? And I'm part of these other kids' process, like my nephew Nico Yamaleava, who signed, got that 8 million, or is it 8 million with Tennessee. So, you know, every kid's process is totally different. You know what I mean? You can never compare each situation as detailed to each player. So as for my son Mateo, the NIL hasn't hasn't been a real big factor, but it is a factor. I did put a tweet out that I really got people they hammered me for it. But now people are starting to see what I was talking about. I put a tweet out that said, it's not about what you like or what you think you like about these schools. It's now becoming a business decision,
It
for
is.
these athletes, and it is, it used to be, man. Let's see how the facilities are. Let's see the school campus and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, right now the money that they're putting out there, it's more about, you got kids that's coming from inner city, not a whole lot of money, now have the opportunity to make a million, 2, 3, 4, 5 million.
It's real
And it's
money.
not, I don't blame, I don't like when people try to throw that, integrity. You got to think about, school first. Bruh, that kid not forgetting about the school. And if there's an opportunity to make that kind of money and to bless him and his family, man, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
my respect. It's a legal thing that the NCAA approved. It's not illegal. So why look at a kid differently when they're offering him this type of money? But the only thing I'm worried about with the NIL is the fact that they need to, for colleges. I hope they put some counseling for these kids.
Mm.
I
Right.
promise, any kid that didn't have nothing come and now they have about 30. You know, oh, just a minute, man.
No worries.
No, you
I know
fine.
Yes,
Big Dave is driving you guys, but
yeah, no,
obviously
no.
you hear
Now,
what he's
now they
saying.
have about 9, 5 million in their account. That could kind of take the edge off your shoulder. That chip that you
Yeah.
had on your shoulder to work hard. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
it can make kids not. That's what I'm worried about. Will it change the kid's character, and will he go out and really hustle? And that's all I'm worried about with the money part. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
say that I know all the kids. To me, sometimes I see parents or comments saying that these kids didn't earn it. I promise you, the money that my son DJ made off of NIL and the money that these kids are making right now, but for my son alone, I know he earned it. I know he earned it because I was there. From 2, 3, 4 years old, my son been putting in work, and a lot
Yep.
of these kids been putting in work since they were little kids. And to
Yep.
say that they didn't put this work in and they don't deserve this money, I don't agree. But I do
Yeah.
agree if they're able to make that type of money, man, God willing, man, I'm all for it for them Just make sure that it doesn't change who you are. That's what I'm more worried about. I don't
So
want.
I'm assuming, Big Dave, you guys have a filtering system for businesses that approach your boy.
Yes, you
Good.
know, um, with my younger son, we don't. I thank God. Mateo's not a he's not all about. He understands that it's what you put in is what you get out. My son DJ said it today in his interview. What you put in is what you get out. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
yesterday,
Facts.
and my son Mateo knows that. I remember we were at a college recruit, and one of the coaches' wives was saying, "So Mateo, if you do get your NIL money, what kind of car are you gonna get?" And my son Mateo said, "I'm gonna get a Honda Civic." And the lady's like, "Man, I like him." And I said, "It's not a joke. My son's been saying that
Never.
since he was young. He's gonna get a Honda Civic, bro. Like that's
Right.
because that's Mateo." And I
Right.
don't want. I
Then
don't.
let Honda pay you more money.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah,
him.
don't let Honda hear him say that.
Yeah, it's not like he wants to try to show people that he's humble. Nah, my son, that kid has never been about all of that stuff, man. He just wants to work. He loves doing music, um, and he loves playing football. And when we do go to these colleges, it'll be the college that he feel that is the best that will get him ready, for the next level. That and the NIL hasn't been a problem for us.
Perfect. That's fabulous. And I knew you guys would navigate it correctly because you're such a force in those boys' lives. Q, talk to me a little bit. If you're a father right now, I know you're in Houston, Texas. What is it, man? It used to be just academics and ball. Would that rank the same now that the money's in the play? Would you say ball, money, school, or what's your breakdown?
I mean, well, Coach, like I said, I said a while ago, a few episodes back, like one of my old favorite movie, The Program. Man, you don't see 90,000 people show up, man, for a kid to do a science project. You understand? So it's one of those things where, of course, like Big Dave was saying, of course we're going to school. Of course we want to get an education, but we came to ball. We came to ball, man. You understand? And it's understood. These universities, you ask any athletic director, you pick the university, man, the football and the basketball squad is pulling in like 90% of the money. You understand what I'm saying? So they're making their money off of these kids just for them showing up. You understand? So when you talk about an opportunity for these kids to get paid, like Big Dave said, absolutely you got to go get this money, but you do need some structure, counseling, or some type of formal program, to guide these kids, because you taking some kid, from single mom out of Dade County, with no upbringing, was this a raw 5-star dog? But this dude, you can't just give him $5 million and send him on his way, because why?
You're gonna destroy him.
Because we're gonna be talking about that same kid in the previous subject matters we did in this show. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Be arrested and what have you, man. So we got to get something in place, but you got to go get the money, man. Absolutely.
No, you guys are bringing up some great points, and we're on to our next topic, you guys. And I even see some of the comments right here. I mean, Carlos Diaz Jr., Big Carlos, says, seeing all of the recent players dying, mostly younger ones, the NFL is not doing enough, and they know it. And that could be at the college level too. So these are big time subjects that we're covering, you guys. These are real time subjects and things that people are going to. Our next one is about Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater, longtime NFL quarterback, you guys, says he's tired. Quarterbacks are the leaders. Big Dave, your son is a quarterback. He says he's tired of seeing football players portray themselves as these tough guys, these gangsters. And Teddy is from where you just talked about, I believe, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit, Big Dave. Do you think some of these guys are a little bit more studio gangster? Or do you think that some of these guys are just living out what they really go through? I don't know if Big Dave heard me on that one. Okay. Q, what are you thinking on that one, boss? Do you think that some of these guys, it is getting a little out of control with the off the field
I mean,
antics? Or
I can agree with that. I mean, man, it's one of those things that's kind of funny where you always have people that are in music, especially in hip hop in the rap game, and all the rappers want to be ball players and the ball players want to be rappers. You understand? So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
on both ends, you got way too many guys, that are, as he said, walking around, man, like they hard, or they about this gangster type life and mentality. Like, come on, man. Like, you worth millions, man. You're not out here not trying to putting in any work, man, on nobody's block in any city in America. So go have a seat somewhere, man, and show these kids, with hard work, like Big Dave was saying, man, things that you can achieve. But yeah, man, it's way too much, man. These guys watch way too many movies, man. I'm from St. Louis, probably been the murder capital of the world for a long time, up right there, 1 and number 2 in New Orleans. So I didn't see the good, the bad, and the extreme ugly, man. And you want no parts of that out in these streets at this day and time. You keep that helmet on and keep your nose in those books. That's what you need to do.
Talk to me, Big Dave, because I know in SoCal, man, you see a lot and you deal with a lot of these young men. What do you think? You think some of them are just trying to act a little too hard, and or do you think that Teddy needs to chill out on these boys?
No. Well, I love what Terry Bridgewater was talking about. Basically, what he's saying is we all made it to the pro level. We're here trying to put food on our table, a roof over our head, and you want to bring this nonsense stuff that you grew up with when we were young and we were kids out here where we're making millions and millions of dollars that we can take care of our kids, our wives, our mom and dad? Are you guys serious? Bringing all this nonsense? Well, you here to prove that you a number one, gangster crip, man? Come on, man. To me, I like what he said. Those are the guys that are acting tough. There's guys that are tough though in the league, and none of them are talking about it. They're putting their helmets on like everybody else, and going out there every day, providing for their family, and that's all he's speaking about. Like all this other stuff, nonsense, and that's what happens when you bring all that nonsense. You commit crimes and stuff happens, and
Yeah.
you kind of gotta let all that stuff go. As you grow old, as you become a man, you should understand how important it is, or how far you've gone in your life to get to that point. Like brothers don't understand how hard it is to make the practice squad. To make the practice squad on an NFL team, people think it's something small, man. You don't understand the percentages of just to make the practice squad. And yet you're on the football team, the 57-man roster, and you still acting like you in the hood. Man, that right there, I don't agree with it. I think you're allowing stuff gonna happen to you the more you try to act that way, and it's karma, man. I just feel bad for people that, you're always trying to put out a good energy. You're trying to put out positive energy out there, just helping other people grow and seeing other ones grow and stuff like that. You're not out there trying to show how tough you are. Those are the ones that really get hurt, man.
Yeah.
That's facts. I mean, you got to think about it, man. A lot of those guys, whether it's ball players, or rappers or what have you, man, these guys come out of some of these neighborhoods they from. When you make it, man, you're not trying to go back to the hood. These guys going back to the hood, man, they go back to their old block. Man, you getting robbed in your own old neighborhood.
Yeah.
So nobody's trying to hustle backwards.
You guys, and this is a big subject because I know a lot of student athletes, even pro players, watch this show, tune in live. You guys, if you're not really about that life, don't even play around. And if you are about that life, you're probably trying to get as far away from it as possible. So keep running. Now there's a saying of, hey, don't forget where you came from. And just because you don't want to forget where you came from doesn't mean that you forget where you are. So you're in a whole new environment. Act that way. And we want to protect you. So you guys definitely hear what Teddy Bridgewater is saying. We are on to our next topic, you guys. And Big Dave, I know you guys are hustling out there in LA. You're probably going to a workout. So thank you for your time. We got a little bit of time left with Big Dave. You guys, if you have a question, he's doing tremendous things with his sons and really has been intensively involved in their life, you guys, from a very young age. He threw away some of the things he was doing in his life to better serve his young boys. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. But this next topic, Big Dave, is about mental strength. And I know this is big, and I know that, unfortunately, DJ had a lot of people coming at him last year and had a brand new offense and a lot he was dealing with. And he just exuded some amazing mental strength. And I wanted to ask you, because there's a lot of parents watching, is that something that's just naturally in him, or is that something that you guys talk about? How do your boys develop such strong mental strength?
Well, I just want to first and foremost, I have to say I didn't do this on my own. And I thank you for all the great things you said about me. Yeah. But I need to let this be known. It wasn't just me. It was the most amazing mom, that part of this. Her name was Tasha Uiagalelei. That was her. See, my job in that household was to take these to get ready for the training and the mental part about the sport and always talking to him. But at home, he got that from his mama. You know what I mean? His mama gave him that motherly love like no one can ever give to him. And she talked to him about always knowing that when times are good, they're gonna love you. When times are not good, they're not gonna, they're not gonna be there for, they're gonna always be however they want to feel, but their opinions will never matter. Me and the mom always talked about to our kids that, especially me, because I was lucky enough to be a bodyguard the last 25 years. And being with these celebrities, we understood that these fans could be crazy. Sometimes they love you and sometimes they
Thanks.
And I always talk to the client that I'm working for.
Great.
And one of them, my boy, Chris Brown, he would always go and read comments. And I'm always grabbing Chris and telling him, listen, you can't make everybody happy. And that's the one thing I want my son to understand. I still talk to both of them and tell them, you can't make everyone happy. At the end of the day, you have to stay focused on what matters. And what matters is what you're doing on the field and what you're doing in the classroom. And that's mainly what my son is doing right now. He's just taking care of what he needs to take care of. Yes, does it hurt seeing all the craziness of the comments and everything? Yeah, but we don't take it to heart. I like what my son said in one of his interviews. He said he's angry too. I like it. I'm angry.
I love it.
You think I'm not bad? You think I'm like mad at the fan for saying what they're saying? I'm right there with the fan. I agree. My son didn't play up to par to what happened, and I'm not gonna sit here and blame the receivers, blame the. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I got you now.
We did that. Yeah, we got you.
Okay, blame the
O-line or the O-coordinator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This, and I'm glad that my son did that. It was cool that that he at least he showed his human side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that's him. But I'm so proud of my son on how he handled everything. Make no excuses, take everything on the chin, and at the end of the day, that's all you can do, man.
Now let me ask you this, Big Dave. Let me ask you.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Big Dave? Okay. He'll come back on, you guys. And that was, he was shooting it to you straight
that's
right
soft.
there. His son went through a lot of criticism last year. But they're not going to shy away from nothing. And there's a lot of love in that family. They're tight knit. And that's why all of them are going to have success. Now, he did have the security background, which showed him that celebrity lifestyle. And he was able to tell his boys and prep him. So that was big. A lot of people don't have that. And we'll get Big Dave back on here shortly. But you guys, this is real. You know, sometimes we ask for the accolades, we ask for the 5-star label, you know, ask for Nick Saban to be in our home, but there's a bunch of big expectations that come with that, you guys. So
Yeah.
we got Big Dave.
Sorry,
Can you hear
man.
me, buddy?
I can't hear you. My bad.
Oh, it's all good.
Oh
It's
no,
all
come
good.
on, man.
It's all
We know
good,
you're
man.
hustling,
Yeah, you
and we just
good.
got a couple minutes. But what I was saying is, your family is tight knit,
Yeah.
and you also had the security.
Just so you know, me and the wife we're divorced. You know what
Okay,
I mean?
okay, but you guys are
At the end of the
co-parents
day,
and doing your thing.
yeah. I just want people to know it doesn't matter that she was an
Doesn't matter.
amazing woman, she was an amazing wife, and she was an amazing mother to my kids. The success that my kids are getting now is all because not just me, it's because of the mom.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
to
I love
me,
it.
she played the biggest part
Mm-hmm.
because she was in the home and she nurtured them while they were at home. You know what I mean? That was the most important part. What I did was the vision. I went out and got all these coaches to come and see my sons when they were young.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Going
Yeah.
through the process, talking to DJ. How do you talk to these coaches? And then allow
Right.
these amazing coaches. It took a village. You know, I allowed great coaches to coach my son. I never got involved and try to be a daddy ball. I wanted my son to know you got to respect your coach. Because when a recruiter comes to see your son,
There you
the
go.
recruiter, I always used to ask my son, will the recruiter ask you how good you are, or will he ask your coach? He said he will ask the coach.
Mm,
Exactly. That's why you got to respect your coach. And whatever he says, you do. And I'm not going to get in the way because I don't want this to be where I'm, you know, I don't like to get in the way of these coaches who are that's what they job to coach our kids, you know. And I just
yes.
want it to be known to these parents out there. It's cool to be the dad and to be around your kid. All you are is a guidance. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
say I am.
Right.
I'm just there
Right.
to guide my son. Or if my son need advice, I'm there. Or if I see somebody's coming to try to be janky with my kid and they don't know, but they can look over here to the left and I'm standing there giving them the look like, bruh, don't even think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that gave me
Yeah.
this look so that some of these coaches won't even think
So they
twice
know.
of
Yeah.
doing it. But my kids have always been good kids. Thank God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
And
Good.
Hey,
mom,
and Big Dave used to play up at Mount Sac and throw some people around, you guys. So don't
Man.
play with Big Dave. But
See.
we are on Big Dave to a fan favorite section of the show, man. And we got you for a couple minutes, so bear with us. But this is the lightning round, you guys. This is the lightning round where it goes down. This is our version, if you're joining us for the very first time, of word association, where we put our guests through a little bit of a challenge and we throw out different words, we throw out different people's names in the football industry, and we see, you guys, the first thing that comes to their mind. So Big Dave is going to keep it PG-13 at least, I think.
yeah.
But we're going to throw out some names and some
Right.
different things to you, Big Dave, and you got 60 seconds. And the thing about this is it's just not a drill. We actually even have a reward for you if you can get to 12. So we have, and I think DP is in the comments, Damon Patterson, who is a former KU Jayhawk alum. He is our record holder with 12 right now. And if you can beat 12 in 60 seconds, Dave, I got a hotel stay and a dinner for you. Okay, brother? Now,
I
it
don't
might not be what DJ can pay for, but I got some for you, okay? All right. So we are going to get the stopwatch ready, ladies and gentlemen. And can you hear me okay, Big Dave?
yeah.
Okay. We're going to give Big Dave one more, you guys. We're going to get whatever he gets, his number. We're going to give him one more because he's in the car, and we're going to hook him up. So let me get the stopwatch ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, explain what am I doing again?
So,
Hey, big, you know what it
so
is, Big Day? I tell you what, is this like the 2-minute drill? We just firing off whatever you answer. He's firing off questions.
Got it.
And the first thing that comes to mind, you just going.
Let's
Two
go.
minute drill, right back to the line. That's all we doing.
So for example, Big Dave, Q, if I say Deion Sanders,
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Amazing.
There you
it
go.
is. That's it. That's it. Right.
We're going to get through. You got 60 seconds. You got to get through as many as you can, okay? All right. Here's the stopwatch. Let me get the stopwatch ready. You guys see? So I'm not cheating, Big Dave. And we are about to start now. Number 1, Dabo Swinney. Go.
God-fearing man.
Number 2, junior college.
Underrated.
Okay.
Underrated. Number 3, USC.
My favorite team.
Number 4, the winner's circle.
Great place to go raise your kids, man, and get them that workout.
Number 5, Kanye West or Jay-Z?
Kanye West.
Number 6, Trinity League, the Trinity League Conference.
The best in the country.
Number 7, Lowrider or Lambo?
I can't fit in a Lambo. Lowrider.
Next up, pork chop or steak? 52 seconds.
Pork chop.
Next up, best game day atmosphere in college football. Time. Okay, he said Clemson on that one. And keep in mind, you guys, we're going to get Big Dave 1 extra because I know we got a delay with the car there. So we got 1, and we're going to revisit a couple of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then with the added one, Big Dave gets 9. So you got 9, Big Dave. Now let's revisit a couple of these. So you said the Trinity League, best in the country, huh?
That's, I mean, without saying. I'm gonna just put it like this: when Mater Dei plays Bosco, there are altogether 60 players with D1 offers.
Wow.
Not D2, not D3. Division 1 offers.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro. When Mater Dei plays Bosco on the field, there's more than 60 players with Division 1 offers.
Wow.
That's
so let me ask you this. If you fielded a team between both schools and they went to college together, they went to the same college, you think that college would do well? You think they'd be ranked at least top 25?
With no doubt. I have no doubt. I have no, and it's I know a lot about it. You know,
it's the coaching too.
Yeah, I've watched it, how they put together. I got so much respect for Mater Dei, so much respect for Bosco, and just how they go about recruiting, training. You talking about kids are ready to start right away when they leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been my cousin is Chris with Giant Skills. He was just in Alabama, and he was just not really, just a lack of knowledge of the kids. The size was amazing. You got these huge kids at Alabama, but the development, they just don't have it out there. Like developing the kids on how to get them, you know. So he went out there just recently. I mean, this past weekend, and he said I wish we had those kids in Alabama. You know, my brother's one of the gurus when it comes to D-line training, and you know, my brother just drools at the mouth when he sees these kids out in Alabama, Atlanta, just the Midwest alone, man. Them kids are huge, man, and just athletic. They're going off of raw talent, athletic ability, and it's not fair because here I'm gonna explain. Let me explain. When Matayo was a freshman, after his freshman year, he went to go visit Larry Johnson, the number 1 D-line coach in college at Ohio State.
Right.
He has a resume. He has 3 guys in the league, which is the Bosa brothers and Chase Young, who will be DNs in the league. Those are his guys. So to me, and they already had the rankings put out. He's the number 1 D-line coach in college. So he put Matayo through a workout his freshman year. Matayo's freshman year, and it's on YouTube. You can go Google it. Just Google Matayo Uiagalelei and Ohio State, and it'll come up. Well, when he ran through the drill after he was done, Larry Johnson was just so amazed at how this kid was so young and just so agile, his bend, and how he learned the drills so fast. What I didn't tell Larry is that my son was doing those type of drills since he was 5th grade with my brother.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And my brother has already given the answers to the test, basically, when it comes
Yeah.
to those.
So that IQ is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. So my thing is this. So kids out here are getting. So my brother coaches. I mean, he help trains NFL too and college. But the same thing that he's teaching is NFL college. He's teaching it to these 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade kids. So I'm going to give you an example, like Dutch, the 8th grader that I post. That kid is getting everyone. He hasn't even started high school yet. And this summer practice that he's in, he's already running. He's running with the ones already. Wow. Because he was already given the answers to the test. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what we talk about when we go to Atlanta and when we go to some of these raw areas where they're not able to have these resources. You know what I mean? It's not fair. So that's why we drew out when we see these kids, because we only could imagine if we could get these type of to these kind of kids. Oh my goodness.
Well, and then the beautiful thing about you guys is it's not even just the physical side. You guys are prepping these kids mentally for what they're about to go through.
Yes, one thing I am doing with these kids is to make sure the coaches talk to the parents. I'm one guy that is so adamant that I don't like these handlers and these so-called, guys who shop kids around. The kids that I have, I make sure I go right to the coach. Coach, this is the mom and dad's number. You contact them. You don't need to call me. I tell the mom and dad, call them. If you have something else you want to talk about or whatever, you can call me. But you know what I mean? The one thing I do,
I'm here, but you guys handle that.
Yeah. And that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, that's the way I want it.
That's the right way to do it. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be a little transparent.
Please, this is the locker room.
I trusted somebody with my oldest son, and that person had his own agenda. And when when things happen between me and the mom, stuff went crazy, and to me, I had to step away because I did my job already. I raised my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there to. You know what I mean? I did what I did, so I allowed that to happen. But never would I ever let it happen to my little one. You know what I mean? I spoke to every coach and I let them know the only people you talk to dealing with Matayo is his mom and his dad. Period. That's it. I don't want nobody coming with some side deals. Hey, look, if we bring Matayo here, we want to bring some other players. No, this is Matayo's deal.
Yeah.
Not no, we bring Matayo here, then we'll bring some more players. Nah, man, I don't want to do. I'm not all about that.
Yeah.
It's about
I love it.
Nurturing the kids, giving them the tools that they need to be successful, not just on the field or in the school, but in life.
See, this is the stuff that Big Dave, the parents need to hear, that these dads, man, and they really need to hear, man, because things can go left in a hurry, man.
And
if you don't know the game, things can go left just like that.
I encourage all the parents to do your due diligence on making sure that the thing that bothers me is you're the one that raised this kid. It was your blood, sweat, and tears raising this kid. And once this kid is worth millions, you just ready to hand them off to these people who's going to make percentages off your kids. Man, in my heart, the parents need to make that money. They were the ones that sacrificed the whole time raising kids. They should get a percentage.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I look at it. And I always talk to the parents. Don't allow yourself to think that you don't know. Trust me. Just make a phone call. Ask me. I've been through it. I'll tell you everything you need to know. And I'm not doing it so you can give me a kickback or whatever. No. My joy comes from I'm so blessed with my 2 kids that it's my job to give it back to others.
Love it.
Give it back to these parents. That's my job.
Love it.
You know what I'm
Love it.
saying? In life,
Yeah.
man, that's just how this works, man. Thank you, Lord, for blessing both of my kids. Yeah, our marriage didn't work, but it doesn't matter. We both did the job that we needed to do to raise these kids. I'm man, I
blessed.
move on with life, and we go. Now it's time to share what we learned and give it to others. And these parents out there understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know, you gotta be vigilant and go out there and teach yourself and go. You can Google it, man. Whatever questions you have, it's out there. One thing I don't want any parents to do is to sign any contracts, nothing like that. You're gonna have guys. If your kid is the kid, they're gonna come to you. They're gonna come, and they're
Did
gonna.
you have DJ like set up a business or something with the deal?
He did all of that. He had his LLC, all that stuff situated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He
Smart.
definitely. We took care. We kind of knew. So what people don't know. He was one of the biggest NIL deals when it first came out.
The Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, man, that was huge. And the best part I like about it is nobody needs to know how much money he made. What I don't like is, so I'm going to give you an example. I don't like these guys going out like telling people's money, like 9.5.
They're too young for all that.
Yeah. So this is what happens when they put this out, and it's always a great kid that this happens to. So let's say the kid goes to a camp. So we used to all cheer on this kid because he was a great kid, but now because we heard through the grapevine that he has an $8 million deal or a 9.5 deal, now we're judging him off that money he's making.
Yeah, he got a bullseye on his back.
Now our whole perspective of this kid, you better not mess up today, at the camps. You better be the best guy out there. You're making this money. So that's why it's to me with the NIL, if any parents out there, please, whoever you're dealing with, if it's the lawyer or however, anyone, please do not put that amount out there. If you got a deal, keep that on a hush.
Right.
You don't want nobody looking at your kid's side. The locker room, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Locker room. I love it, man.
Facts.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got your teammates looking at you, man. You got $8 million, man. What's up? Like, you could buy us all this. I mean, like,
it's a bullseye on their back, man. So no, absolutely, man. You got to keep that up under
wraps.
Big
Jimmy says another inspiring father, no doubt, you guys. This is why I wanted to bring Big Dave on.
That's
and he's blessing us with some of his time. Big time 5-star boys, like nationally ranked, and craziness going around his boys. Highly just projected at the next level. So we're going to go to our last part of the show, you guys, and let Big Dave go. We appreciate your time, Big Dave. And this is the question that I wanted to ask you, because your boys seem wise beyond their years, but not every 17, 18-year-old is that way. If I'm a parent and my kid is legit, where he could stay maybe on the West Coast, we're from the West Coast, or he could go across the country, what are some signs or things I should be thinking of to know if he's really going to be okay that far away from home? Because you're from California. Your boy's all the way in South Carolina,
Literally on the other side of the country.
Yeah. So how does a parent know if their son is going to be okay to be that far away from home?
Well, DJ's always been mature for his age. I mean, he showed examples of how to handle himself at a young age. He's never shown me to be a person that's irresponsible. You know what I mean? That's the one thing you gotta at least know about your son, knowing that he knows how to handle himself when he's away. And I remember when we were going through the decisions on where he wanted to go, a lot of parents was like, Dave, you're going to let him go to Clemson? It wasn't even hard for me to let him go. As a parent, we only in their life for so long, and then we have to let them go and be the man that we honestly know that we raised him to be. You know what I'm saying? So to me, we had that confidence. Me and his mom, we were confident enough to know that DJ will be able to handle himself and leave and go where he wants. Did we want him to stay home? Of course, it would have been cool if he stayed at USC, but he wanted to go there, and it wasn't even hard for us. You know what I mean?
You think it should be the kid's decision?
Yeah. For me, if he's matured enough. Okay. Now, if he displays immatureness, you know what I mean? Like he can't out there ditching school or saying like doing stuff like that, man.
Like you going to Oregon?
I would be think about it. You know what I mean? You want that for your kid. But then it's up to the school. If the school will provide a great place to nurture him, make sure he's okay. We got to really talk to the coaches. Did
DJ commit before his senior year?
Yes, he had to, because quarterbacks have to commit a year early.
Oh,
for the recruiting purposes.
Yeah.
So he committed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, junior quarterbacks tend to want to recruit. They gotta recruit.
Commit early.
Recruit a year early.
Yeah. So, do you think Matayo will commit before the season or after?
Matayo's different. He's not a quarterback. He's a D lineman, and I really like the way he's handling it. He's going to wait till the season done. He just wants to see how the season play out. He wants to see these coaches coach.
Good point.
He wants to see if they back up their talk. With the stuff like that. Well, that's what I'm thinking. But I can tell you, my son is kind of. He just kind of had it with the recruiting.
Yeah.
I know.
He just wants to. He just wants to make sure the place that he picks. He just wanted to make sure it's the place he wants to. Is the team that is going to get him ready.
Right.
Where he checked all the boxes and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I support him. On how he wants to make this decision, and it's cool. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see where he ends up, man. That'll be fun to see.
Funny, man, because our first trip was to Ohio State, and I was like, man, I just want him to go to Ohio State. Then we go to USC, and I'm like, wait, okay, maybe USC is it. Then we go to Oregon, and I'm like,
right, yeah.
I leave it to you, bro. This is
it's crazy, right? Yeah.
We got Jimmy Rucker saying, I would love to see DJ with Lincoln Riley in that offense, but that ain't gonna happen. Big Jimmy, but they may get Matayo. You never know. They may be able to get the younger one. So, Hey, Big Dave, man, I know you got things to do. 100%. Thank you for your time, and thank you for holding it down. And he's always true for you guys. So thank you for being so real in the locker room.
It's the only way to be, man. God is good. At the end of the day, I encourage people to, understand that that's where our strength comes from, man. My
appreciate
kids,
and definitely appreciate you.
It's from God, and He's always been there for my family. You know what I mean? And as you hear my kids speak, they always talk about their relationship. And that's the reason why he went to Clemson, just to be honest. That was the first person to open up about his faith to DJ. And that's the reason why DJ chose Clemson, just be honest.
There you go. Where everybody's throwing dollars and whispering in his ear and the girls and all that. It was Dabo's relationship with the Lord that got him superstar quarterback. So you coaches, remember that.
Yeah, I don't want people to think like we some holy. Nah, that's not what it is. At the end of the day, God is real in our life. You know what I mean? And the only way that, if I love you, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I ain't sugarcoat. I ain't gonna, if they sugarcoat and tell them that ain't that a person that love you. The person that love you gonna tell the truth, and that's the truth, brother. You know what I mean?
There you go.
There
you go.
We appreciate
Big Dave brings the truth all the time in the locker room, and man, we love you, and we know your boys are both gonna have a big time year this year. So I know you got some traveling to do this year.
Man,
be safe, brother. All right. So there you guys have it. That is Big Dave, you guys. I mean, wow. He's doing a lot out. He like he said, Q. He's not just looking out for his boys, man. If you look at his social media feed, he goes hard for the whole community. Anybody that wants to work and go to the next level, Dave's gonna give you his time.
Absolutely, man. He's just raw, uncut, and man, that's the only way to be. We definitely appreciate him being on this evening with us.
Yeah, man. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of that show. I know you guys did. Every Thursday we do it live in the locker room. You guys hit the button. I know it's down there, either below me or below Q. Hit that button so that the algorithms say, hey, this is a show that people like. This is a show that we need to get to more people. Please also feel free to share with anybody you know, especially if they are in the football industry or want to be. Because, hey, man, I don't know if you can even pay for information like this. This is, you just heard from somebody that's got a big time Power 5 quarterback, that came out of his house, and another one that's coming down the pike. So, and he was shooting it to you straight. Yeah, so there you guys go. And I know you guys are going to capitalize on that information. So once again, every Thursday, 5:30 a.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Coach Wood and Q the Guru. Q, you got anything for the people before we get out of here?
Hey, we'll look forward to seeing y'all next week. We'll have some more great subjects that we're going to talk on, some more awesome guests. Again, hit that button, and we'll see y'all same bad time, same bad channel.
All right, y'all. We love you. Have a safe weekend.